Meeting of the Borough Council of the Borough of Glen Osborne is now called to order. For the benefit of the public and for transparency purposes, this meeting is being audio and video recorded and is being live streamed on the Borough of Glen Osborne's official YouTube channel. The official record of this meeting is the written minutes that will later be approved by council. The video recording and live stream are provided solely as a convenience to the public and are not the official record. We will now proceed according to the published agenda. Public comment will be received at the beginning of the meeting in accordance with our adopted procedures. Let's all rise for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A roll call, please, Diane.
Jim Cohen. Here. Jennifer Quinn. Greg Curran.
Here.
Matt Dobler.
Present.
Josh Lambert. Bill Monsky.
Here.
John Orndorff.
Here.
And Gary Sherman.
Here.
Thank you. We want to recognize our visitor, and I'm going to ask him to stand and give his name and address, and then to tell us a little bit about community solar.
Oh, okay. Tim Kelly, 205 Trailside Drive, Sewickley, actually Lepo Township. I'm here at John's request to help fill in any gaps in information in regard to community solar and a request for resolution of support.
Thank you, Tim. I've tried to communicate with everyone on council with both the resolution I'm proposing, which is support for House Bill 504, the Community Energy Act, which authorizes the development of community energy facilities in the Commonwealth, commonly known as community solar. And I've included with the resolution information sheets that have questions and answers. I don't know how many of you had a chance to look those over, but I would like to make a motion to adopt this resolution.
Just for everybody's benefit, could you give us an overview of what this?
Well, basically what community solar is, it's not allowed in Pennsylvania yet, but other states around us have it. It sets up a situation where people can subscribe to the output of a solar farm and get a cut off their power bill. Currently, like I said, in Pennsylvania it's not allowed. New Jersey has it, New York has it, Maryland has it, Ohio's working on it. That's right now, you can't have a solar developer get in between a local utility and a customer. You know, if Duquesne Light builds a solar farm somewhere and pumps that into the grid, okay, that's fine. But you can't have another third-party solar developer build a farm and pump it into the grid, and then somebody can subscribe to that and get a cut off their power bill. So that's what we're trying to do. All HB 504 does is fire the starting gun and say, okay, this is allowed in Pennsylvania, you guys figure it out.
Does the solar farm need to be in Pennsylvania?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't.
Yeah, it would have to be somewhere, for us, it'd have to be somewhere in DLC's territory, or whatever the local utility is. You know,
Okay.
to be they still have to print you a bill, but they can show that there's been a cut because of solar power that you've subscribed to has been put into production.
How does solar different from other energy sources that you're allowed to pick?
Solar is the fastest, cheapest.
No, I'm asking why is solar excluded from options through Duquesne Light? You can
Right,
pick
you could pick a green supplier.
Yeah.
You can pick a supplier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't
And
pick.
why wouldn't that be?
I mean,
the
you
solar?
can. It's a case. You're getting billed by pay grade, guys. But the factor being is that you can pick a supplier that has X amount of clean energy in its mix.
Okay.
Okay, and that might be sufficient, but for something, what it's meant to do is be a remedy for those people who want solar power, but can't mount it on their building. You know, they can't, I can't mount it on my building, I can't, you know, I can pick a truck, it might actually give me more money back if I have to submit community solar.
So how is that handled? Is it, you buy directly from the solar farm, or
Yeah, you
does it?
subscribe, it'd be a subscriber service, you subscribe to it and they take X amount of power, amount of money off your power bill. Because they're supplying cheap energy to the utility.
So the solar that they produce would not be supplied to Duquesne
Not to you
Light?
directly, but it helps them because it's cheaper than what they're making,
Okay.
okay? I mean, John, you subscribe, you put all this stuff out to everybody, including the Q&A, so, you know, it's.
So if I were to subscribe,
Mhm.
how do you subscribe? Do you subscribe in how many kilowatts you wish to buy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or purchase each?
I'd have to look that one up, I think it's a matter
Because
of how.
typically, if I were, yeah, like
It'd
if
be
I
a
were to
set
put,
amount off of what your
yeah,
power bill
because
is.
I've been looking into just putting panels on my house, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm looking at about 25 to 30 kilowatts that I wanna put up there, which I have the room for it.
Mhm.
So would I be able to say I want the equivalent of 30 kilowatts?
I think it's a case where it would be a set percentage of what you consume,
Okay.
okay? Give me a minute, you guys go ahead, we'll get back to
It's
it.
kind of back into that number, right?
Yeah,
I think the bottom line is that this bill simply makes it possible for this initiative to get started.
Exactly.
It's
I mean,
not.
I don't, yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing against it,
No.
I'm questioning the how.
I mean, I can get you more stuff, Bill, if you want, I mean, it just makes me digging.
I think what we need to agree on is that solar is a beneficial means of providing electricity, and that we should encourage it in our Commonwealth. And that's what this bill does. So, is there a second to my motion to adopt this resolution? All right, thank you. Any further discussion about whether or not we want to adopt the resolution? Okay, all those in favor of adopting the resolution say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay. The resolution is passed. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Dillon.
Joe. If you give me a copy, I'll make sure and send it out to you. Oh, okay. That was quick.
It's not signed yet.
Oh, yeah,
I was
you
gonna
need to
say,
sign
you
it.
gotta sign it. And we
Need
need
to
to,
sign
Diane
it.
has to get a copy.
I'll mail it out to the people who want to see, need to see it.
And then, if you'll give this to our secretary, she'll sign it.
Okay.
And then she'll make a copy and get one to you.
And she is,
I think.
oh, you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go on to approval of minutes. The June 16th, 2026 council meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of that meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. They are approved. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it brief just because I'm not feeling well tonight, so in the interest of keeping the meeting as quick as possible, I have no report. Thank you.
Okay.
Very brief. Maybe the last time you'll ever hear me be that quick.
Secretary's report?
Yes. We already briefly mentioned the number one thing tonight, we have to be out by 8:45. And, thank you. And the police and Brian Brown had a request that we allow Brian to purchase a generator that he can physically handle by himself. Evidently, our generator is so heavy, it requires 2 people.
Yeah, I talked to Brian about that.
Yeah,
I told him I was gonna bring it up today.
yes.
Yeah,
And I had mentioned it to John also, and he asked that I bring it up for everybody's approval or whatever.
yeah, he's been coming up and getting mine out of my garage. so whenever he's by himself. And, I mean, it's kind of disheartening because I haven't gotten that, the battery backup back down there yet. However, it would allow him, for the cost of the size that he needs, it's about a $400 generator. He doesn't need the best Honda $2,000 generator. He just needs something to get down there and get it started. And if he maintains it, it'll be fine.
Is this something we need to have a motion to approve, or is
I mean,
this something we can just?
I have no problem taking it out of the emergency management budget,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, is that
I'll let
not
you
a
know,
problem?
yes.
We don't need a motion or anything?
No, you're well below your limits, so long as you have funding in the budget for it and you're comfortable
Okay,
with that, that's
that
fine.
sounds like it should be no problem.
Okay, I'll relay that to him. He didn't have the invoices at the time of the meeting, so I will be emailing you his invoices for the month of his work that he's performed during the month of June.
Okay, that will be next month, or?
Well, I'll
Or
email
soon.
it to you this week. I hope can we have approval ahead of time to pay him?
I move that we do that. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion about
Do we have
pre-approving paying Brian Brown?
an idea of how much?
I don't. From all of his other invoices, he's been half as much as Jeremy was per month.
Yeah.
So I would recommend when you get the bills in, you can then ratify that payment at your next meeting, and then if you have any disputes, you
Okay.
can deal with them in the interim,
All right.
okay?
Okay.
Okay, so prior to Big Boy coming to town, and after our last council meeting, the police chief asked Jim if we would send letters to the residents along Center Street and Railroad Avenue, letting them know that the event was coming and there would be a lot of people parking and there'd be a lot of activity. So those letters were mailed to the residents on June 26th. And if you recall, we had a visitor and her husband, Colleen, I forget how to pronounce it.
Crivello?
Yes, yes. She and her husband were visitors, and she had contacted the borough shortly after the last council meeting with an idea that she would like to have a neighborhood ice cream social, basically up in the Sycamore Road, Grandview, Tega area. And she asked for permission, for suggestions, and I passed along the email to Matt because I know he's been very familiar in the past with his block event for your community. And I also contacted John Orndorff about this. So I included in the packet the first draft of a type of social notice she would be passing out. And since then, I think she's come up with even more creative ones. I believe it's scheduled for July 25th, which is this coming Saturday. And she has contacted neighbors up there.
Diane's the private street?
No.
No, it's public street?
Public. Yeah, Sycamore,
Sycamore.
Tega K, and Grandview.
Are they looking to close the street?
No. Actually, I believe it's at her house.
Oh. Okay.
It's from 3 to 5 p.m.
That's what the invitation says. It says Saturday, July 25th, 2026, from 3 to 5 p.m., hosted by 529 and 531 Sycamore Road.
It's primarily for the people in that immediate neighborhood, but she is opening it to members of council since we represent those residents. And I encourage all of you to come if you have the time and inclination. I'm definitely going to go, so you'll be able to see me there. It's a good way to get to know our residents. And not just Colleen Crivello, but the other people that are coming to her block party. So I encourage you to come. Diane, go ahead.
Okay. In your packet at the very end, I included some information that PennDOT sent to us about retrofitting catch basins, since that's what we have going on with our municipality in Davis Lane. And I just thought it would be a point of interest, because prior to my working for the borough, I didn't know the difference between storm sewers, sanitary sewers, catch basins, and all those different things. So I thought it was interesting. And we also received notification that the railroad has an LED plan coming in for the lights. So that is something that will be taking place at
I have updates on that.
oh, good, good. Anna can give you an update on that, because I contacted her, and she's included on the memo, as was Clint. And we should be receiving good news in the coming months as far as real estate transfer tax is concerned, because I've received requests for 3 municipal no lien letters, which means there are sales on the horizon. And we did receive real estate transfer tax this month for the sale of a property at 1437 Beaver. And Magistrate Roselli's office sent us $562 worth of fines, and that's more than double what we normally receive. And it didn't even include the Hannigan one. Those were all vehicle code violations. So they are really cracking down on many, many things, such as if you're pulled over for a violation and your inspection sticker isn't up to code, that is a violation with quite a fee. So that's the extent of my report.
Thank you. All right, solicitor's report.
Okay. So I have a couple items to handle in public and then a couple items to handle in executive, so we can choose whether you'd like to do the executive at the tail end of your business. That's my suggestion tonight, keeping in mind the school district's timeline to make sure you get through all your actual work before you just hear my updates. So in terms of public items, I'll handle the Norfolk Southern Crossing upgrade first. So we received notice of a Public Utility Commission application filed by Norfolk Southern regarding crossing safety lighting upgrades in a number of municipalities across the area. Diane made me aware of a pending potential alteration to your crossing at Beaver, and wanted to make sure that there would be no interruption in your plans going forward if Norfolk Southern was engaged in this. So Alex reached out to the attorney who is handling that. They were very, very cooperative and open to coordinating with the borough going forward. So they are happy to do the upgrades as they're planning, or if you are going to intend to move the location, close the location, et cetera, whatever the plans may be, they are open to coordinating with that and not duplicating work that they'd have to do down the line. They also identified that there was approximately $50,000 in grant funds that we might not be aware of, that they would be willing to work with us on getting those funds for your future plans. So wanted to update you on that. They wanted a couple extra documents, which thank you, Jennifer, for sending over, and we'll provide. And then we can, hopefully just take it out of the legal side, put you in contact with a new good connection at Norfolk Southern to help you coordinate on that project as you move forward.
Jen, you're in communication? Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah. So that was positive. The solicitor RFP, I have apologies for it being a little bit later. I've put together a proposed ad for you as opposed to a formal RFP package due to my unfortunate departure at the end of this year. But what you have there is pretty much as tight as I could get everything that I thought should be in it. That being said, understanding the costs of legal advertising, my suggestion would be that you take a look and see if there's anything that you would prefer to hold back and provide upon request. You can certainly do that. Many municipalities, as they go through this, would, put up a legal ad and then have a more robust RFP available to, interested inquirers. And so you are certainly free to do that. That, I think, includes all of the relevant information that I would put in your RFP, a little bit less robust than some. So the legal advertisement does not have to go through me. Diane can coordinate with the paper. So I would say, taking that into account, you should feel free to review, remove information if you feel that it is in excess. And then I have proposed to get it out the door relatively soon so that you could potentially start interviewing candidates in September, and make sure that you have plenty of time for interviews and to help get people up to speed for the takeover in January.
If you can let me know pretty soon, there's a huge price difference in placing the ad in the Thursday issue versus Sunday issue. And I would need to request the ad to be placed by 4 o'clock this Thursday.
Yeah, so
Because we need to place it twice.
it's not mandatory to place it twice. I have seen people tend to ignore things when it happens once, so I have, recommended it to be done twice, just in 2 weeks on a Thursday to meet those, reduced charges and a little bit in advance of your August meeting. You certainly can push that out a month if you would like to. You could have, candidates come in starting at a committee meeting if you'd like to. So the timelines are able to be adjusted, but this was just a proposal if you are comfortable with it.
I wonder if we should delay the deadline for proposals being submitted. You have it for August 18th, and I'm thinking that's less than a month from today.
Yeah.
I wonder if we wouldn't benefit by giving at least a few more weeks for the ad to be read and applicants to consider their interest. So maybe delay that another 2 weeks. But I would like to move that we authorize Diane to make this advertisement, and we should decide on when that final date should be, that for submittal, by this Thursday, so she can advertise this Thursday. So I move that we authorize Diane to advertise this notice of a request for a solicitor, and that we change the date from August 18th to 2 weeks after that. Is there a second to that motion?
And that would be September 1st, would be 2 weeks after that date.
Sure, I second that.
Okay, is there a second?
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Any discussion about authorizing Diane to go through with advertising here? I think the sooner the better. Yeah. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, nay. Diane, you're authorized. Okay. Solicitor.
The second item is also something that came in on relatively short notice, and I would suggest you take a close look at it perhaps at your next committee meeting and make any adjustments as you see fit. It is, as I understand, your new website is going live, as well as your new email addresses, which I think you're discussing later. We figured in consistency with your live streaming policy, you should probably have a website policy. So we have prepared a version of a resolution. We utilize the same formatting that was prepared for your live stream resolution for consistency. I think there are probably some areas you could condense, change, etc. For the most part, it goes over key items that will come up with utilization of the website as a record of the borough, regarding how it's maintained, what's kept on it, how it should be utilized, who has access, and things like that. Some of it, as is typical, is worst case scenario. If your authorized user leaves, making sure they turn over passwords, clarifying that it can't be utilized for your obvious things like personal messages, campaign messages, and things of that nature. So not reinventing the wheel on this one. Because again, it was a relatively short turnaround to get it to you, I think, I would not necessarily recommend that you rush to adopt it tonight and instead take a look at well, I guess tonight we're doing a joint committee meeting, so if you would like to discuss it now, or punt it to your August meeting and potentially adopt with any revisions you choose in August. I think that is just fine.
Have you all had a chance to look it over, this resolution to adopt a website policy? Well, then we're gonna delay. We'll wait on that.
I think that's fine.
I do have a few questions
Sure.
about it. Okay, this, I think it's the last whereas?
Okay.
No, the third to the
Third to
last.
last whereas.
It says such that either officer, and I have no idea what you're referring to there.
So I believe we are referring back, we intended to have the secretary/manager or their delegee be authorized at the website, but I think that should be revised, John. So I
Okay.
think that should say the website official or the term I use.
This is for everyone here.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Website
underneath
administrator
there.
should be what it refers to.
The policy shall be reviewed by the Borough Council not less than annually. It's hard to keep track of these things. It would be nice if the solicitor would be the one that reminds us that at the end of a certain year, you should be reviewing this policy.
And that is not mandatory, so that was identified, I believe, when we looked at the live stream policy. You could certainly do every 3 years or as you need. I think reviewing it periodically is a good idea. And one of the things I will put on my list to do before I depart will be an updated checklist for Diane for first of the year, even year, odd year, to-do items. Because I think we talked about doing that a few years ago, Diane, and it probably never actually got adopted. So we'll make sure that you get that in place. Would that be helpful?
That would be helpful.
Wonderful.
And the last thing is designing and maintaining website content to be accessible to persons with disabilities. Is that just having, what does that involve? I'm just
Audio,
curious.
maybe.
Audio for text as well as images, for the most
Audio
part.
from a website?
Yes, that is the new ADA requirements, which I believe we sent John, we sent Josh the full list of the new requirements for municipal websites. So you do have some obligations. I believe the new website has those capabilities included. But there are now obligations to be able to provide text
They're fairly
to,
Okay.
text to verbal.
Thank you. That reassures me there.
The entity that you utilize for your website
We'll know how to do it.
knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in good hands with that.
Last one, backup of the website. Do we have, I wish Josh were here, but I don't know that we have a backup for our website. Do we have a backup?
It should have been included with the contract.
I think the actual developer
Yeah.
has a backup of the website.
Okay.
Yeah,
I believe, if I remember correctly, we talked
It
about that.
came up and we were happy with Josh's answer.
Yes.
That's all I remember at this point.
Good way to put
I
it.
hate to be vague.
no, you're correct. Again, the entity you're using for this, my understanding is that they are aware of these requirements and are representing to you that they are compliant. You are allowed to delegate those options to a third-party contractor, which you've done in this instance. This should hopefully help keep you on track in the future if you ever change who's utilizing it, want to take over on your own,
Good.
or whatever else.
All right. Are you finished? Or there's another?
Finished with the website? No, I was just asked to give a brief reminder for folks. Sunshine Act still applies to electronic communications. Be careful out there with your emails. Try not to send messages to full council. Keep it below your quorum. So that is just my gentle reminder.
Can you explain what that means? I think there's people on the board that don't know what Sunshine, can you give us like a refresher of Sunshine Act 101?
I can. If you would like, I can do it in executive.
We can do that, that'd be great, okay.
We'll hold that for executive.
All right, public safety, Jim?
There's a couple things, at least one thing on there that I don't have access to, but the one that I am working on, the no parking signs, we approved in the past 18 months, I believe, a new parking ordinance for the borough, one in which we measured streets, determined what streets were below a certain width, and those streets would be eligible to have no parking signs and be parking on one side of the street only. We've decided to move forward with the streets we haven't put signs up, so that all the signs under a certain width will now be marked with no parking on one side. We're gonna start to meet tomorrow and through the month, myself, Clint, and Brian, to go through the different streets. If we need to talk to the police chief or to Anna, we'll bring them in as we need to, just to confirm. And two other things that I don't think are on the agenda, but today Swickley Water was on Osborne Lane. They will be working in the next 2 months for about a month, replacing the main. I know one of the residents in the past had a problem with the decommissioned but rusty fire hydrant at the bottom of the street on the Johns property. That will be removed. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's going to be replaced or not with a new one, but it's going to be gone, and then there's going to be a new one at the top of the street.
There's a blue one, a matter of feet from the old rusty one, at the bottom of the street.
So I think they will
So
probably replace that one with a new one.
I think that's probably the functional one, yeah.
So they'll probably replace both of those and get rid of the old one that is decommissioned already. And it'll be about a month worth of work, but they won't be closing the street. They'll primarily try and do one side of the street at a time if they can. And then to Diane's comment about the police fines, I'm not sure if this is why, but the police had a task force with multiple police forces from Western Pennsylvania at the Crickmore building. I think the 4th of July weekend, in which we supplied pizzas for them. I got a call after our last meeting, and so we've done this every year. We've bought pizza for everybody, but it's a pretty big to do, and they had a lot of DUIs, lack of registrations.
Was this from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
That was in the evening.
It was
It's
in
like,
the-
let's say
okay.
9 to 2,
Okay.
potentially. But they've been doing it for years, 8, 9 years, so they did it again. So maybe some of the tickets that we got reimbursed for might be from that.
And there's a bill to reimburse Swickley for the pizza
Yep.
that was purchased, and that was $155.
Oh, less than in the
Yeah,
past. Okay.
it's
They
less
didn't eat
than
much.
usual, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. And I think there's another line item in there that was that yours, Jen?
Yeah, the local share account, I think is what the LSA stands for.
Yes, ma'am.
It is one of the 3 grant opportunities that we talked about that we could pursue for the cost share portion of the Federal Railroad Administration grant that we went after. I think it's the most applicable because it is the smallest dollar amount. A lot of the other ones are larger. So the smallest that we can go after is the minimum is $25,000. We committed to almost 18,000 in cost share for the RCE. So we have options to pursue additional work to get to that 25,000. Those are things that I can talk to Naira about. But I wanted to, 1, do we agree to move forward with that? And then 2, I'd like to understand how we move forward with that through the COG, or if we want to do just as a borough ourselves, similar to, I'll come see Diane in her office again if we want to do it that way. I'm not opposed to either, but if we do it through the COG, Michelle has told me that she would only like to work through Matt.
That she would only like to,
Work through Matt.
oh, okay.
Which I'm fine to do. If that seems ridiculous to me, but if that's the way it is, that's.
I'm just afraid,
I can
like,
understand.
I don't know what that means. So am I supposed to ask every question through you? Like,
And that seems, again, that doesn't seem,
yeah.
And maybe she needs your blessing to deal with Jennifer. You know,
She said she wouldn't.
oh,
yeah, I think her concern is more that she doesn't, and again, I don't wanna speak out of turn here, but I think that the concern is that if in every municipality, you've got a bunch of different cooks, then all of a sudden you're responding to a million different people.
I think it's also has to do with the fact that she didn't respond during the FRA thing in a timely manner, and now she's putting up guardrails, which is fine. She again can't deal with so many people, had a failure in that department, and then now putting up guardrails for herself in that space. It's fine, I don't care. I'm just more worried about like getting through the process in a timely manner, having to work like for example, it's not a bad thing. It's just like my first question, do I need to go get new letters of support? Normally I would ask for that. So now I'm gonna be like, Matt, do we need to go get new letters of support, or can we recycle these? And what's the format? Are you gonna do this? Is she gonna do this? So it's just,
Well, let me ask this question, which would we prefer? Would we prefer to go
Yes,
through the
that's my
COG, or would
question.
we prefer to do it independently? Because if the answer is that we prefer to go through the COG, then let me make some phone calls and see if we can smooth that out. If that's what we want, let's make that lower friction.
Is there a benefit to either?
Well, may I step in? In the past, Pat Connors was very helpful not only to Glen Osborne, but all the members of the COG in obtaining these grants. That was something it was a major accomplishment of the COG. So unfortunately, I don't understand why perhaps she doesn't know how to do these things. I don't know.
she must, that's, I have no doubt in her ability. And that's where, like, I think it'll be slightly more expensive, but what is it, $500 to submit under a QB COG?
And I think a 3%
And a
fee.
2%,
Right,
I
2%
think.
fee.
But that used to have more clout coming from the COG. I can pull up a report that,
Yes, it should have more clout coming from the COG than
yes,
one individual small borough. So I think that fee is probably not the
a
biggest
stumbling,
deal.
no,
right?
not at all.
So yes, I would prefer to go through the
But,
COG.
Okay,
but we never had to go through the delegates. It was a one-on-one thing. And
she's
so,
new, Mary, let me, I had reached out to, when I initially heard that there was trouble, I had reached out to her and to the president of the COG, and they were both away. So that didn't come together, and then I kind of thought to myself, well, maybe we should circle back and find out what's going on now with this new application anyhow.
Yeah, I
So
don't,
if we want to go through them, let me put some time aside and see if I can find out like where I fit into this picture and where she wants, because if I'm just a middleman, I'm happy to be the middleman, but I don't think
seems
that's.
inefficient.
That seems inefficient, I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
absolutely. And maybe it is, you say, the council on our meeting has decided that we'd like to apply, and that's it. That would be lovely.
Or maybe, and I'm truly not trying to shift something onto you, but other boroughs have a backup COG representative. Maybe you become our backup COG representative, and that eases some burden. But I think there's got to be a way that we can make it so that you can be blessed to work with her.
Did you check with Clint about?
yeah, Clint has always worked with the director of the COG when he was doing applications.
And LSA apps go in for everybody every year. He might be able to do it easily for you, but you just want to assess those
Yeah.
fee
Wait,
differences.
say that again, Counselor. You think that Clint could do it instead of the COG,
No.
or with the COG?
They could do either,
Oh.
depending on what you wanted to pursue, but I would say that he might know how to streamline that process because he should have
Interesting.
familiarity
Okay.
with it. Yeah, he should.
Okay.
Typically, the engineers handle a lot of those every year. Yes.
Well, we need a quote from an engineering firm,
Yes.
so that would come
I
from
mean, I
them
guess that makes
anyway.
sense. Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, I guess that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'm
Okay, that's a
gonna
good,
contact,
that's a good thought, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so if you could let them know that, I'll write you an email. I'll tell you what we intend to do, and you can forward it to her.
Fabulous, thank you.
All right, that's all.
There's the garbage contract.
I have that on there because I had initially wondered if we were going to hear anything about what the process was going to be with the COG in terms of getting bids, who were they bidding it out to, how many vendors and so forth, and should we start looking at other options as well if we're not hearing anything from them? But it sounds like they have stepped this up very recently, so I withdraw any questions based on
Yeah,
what I read recently.
I sent an email
Yeah.
in the middle of the day with, Jason Daly has been coordinating that, and he has a bid package that's going out to 5 or 6 vendors. And again, by participating as a COG, we have far more bidding power than as one little municipality would.
Well, that's the theory, right? But the thought is with the garbage contracts, that since everybody's gotten so fragmented, you have pickup every 2 weeks, you have pickup every week, you have recycling, that frankly, it's working against us, that the providers are trying to have to split this up. So they think paradoxically, maybe doing it in smaller batches is gonna be better, but the bottom line is that I think they're on it.
That's what I wasn't sure.
Smarter
'cause we
people than
didn't
me,
hear much.
people who understand it more than me are working on it.
Good, good, good.
If
And
they-
another thing about our agreement with Waste Management, Glen Osborne and Edgeworth Borough, the only two boroughs that pay for all their residents. Swickley residents, each resident pays for their own garbage pickup.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, Glen Osborne residents are rather spoiled. I think most of them think this is the way it is for everybody, and it's not. It's something exceptional that Council Borough decided many, many years ago to do as a benefit to the residents.
The nice thing about it is you don't have garbage trucks every day of the week, picking up randomly. That's not fun. Seeing the garbage trucks, hearing them.
Especially on small narrow streets.
Yeah, it's like landscapers, you just hear the blowers and mowers all day, all summer. It's nice to just get it over with one day a week, so.
Okay, I'm going to move on to public services unless there's something else for public safety. I want to ask all members of council, have you been using your glenosborneborough.org email to communicate with Diane, with me, with other members of council? Do you all feel like you are comfortable?
It's working.
I haven't used it.
Okay, have you,
Have you set it up?
No.
I think that that's important, Gary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know
Can you
that
do it
there,
right from the website?
There's instructions.
there's,
It's very simple. You can use the webmail version only, you can forward it to your existing email account. It's very simple to do either, so however you want to do it. I like to keep it separate, so I just use the webmail version. Some people
Right,
want to
that's-
see it in their normal account.
Gary, no
Josh,
matter
so-
how many people say it's simple, I didn't find it simple. And I want you to know that I asked for help. I went to Sarah Chambers, who's setting up our website.
Okay.
And she walked me step by step through the process. Don't feel like it's all that
So I come
simple.
down the street and visit you? No?
Well, I'll be referring you to Sarah Chambers. Or to Matt. Matt would, I'm sure, be a good one. The rest of us all feel comfortable with their new email addresses?
I'm happy to help if you need help.
Okay, let me try it first, we'll see.
All
I
right.
shouldn't have any
I
trouble.
make house calls.
Good. All right, then the YouTube channel. Who is responsible for uploading our video to the YouTube channel? Okay, Matt. I wanted to see myself on YouTube. So I went to YouTube and I found that the way I get to the video recording is to go to the search bar and put in @Glen Osborne Borough, all one word. And up comes this little blue, at the very top of the response, this blue dot with a G in the middle of it. And if you click on that G, or you click on that blue dot, up comes all of the different meetings that we have had here, and so that you can see yourself if you're interested. I've asked Matt if he would take off 2 or 3 of the other video recordings. He did one of the locomotive coming through and of the parade in Leithsdale, the July 4th. I said, please take those off of our Glen Osborne Borough YouTube channel. Please make one of your own. You know, we want you to have those videos out there, but we want to reserve the @Glen Osborne Borough YouTube channel for simply our meetings. That's the only thing that it should be used for. And Matt has been very responsive to that, so thank you. And he is going to be responsible for putting these videos up on our YouTube channel. Is there any question about the YouTube channel?
I'll say that, as I've kind of said in the digests, the audio in the first couple weeks has been rough. and I'm working on that. I think I've got it licked this week. I noticed I had a bad connector in there, but it's gonna come along. It's gonna come along. It's gonna get better and better.
It's mature.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
All right. Then we're going on to the Public Works, and the big thing here is the Public Works contract. And Clint has prepared a change order, which looks like this. And I hope you've all had a chance to look at it and understand what it does is extend the current contract for 3 more years with a possible addition of 2 additional years. It also resets the beginning of each term to May 1st. So that's in a season of the year when not a whole lot is going on, and it's not like it's the middle of the snow plowing season or something else. And it also provides for an annual rate review at the very same time on May 1st. If Brian says, I've got to raise rates here, then we can review that at that time. Do you have any questions about this change order? All right, I'd like to move that we...
John, have you discussed this with Brian?
No, that's the point.
Okay.
Okay, before I discuss it with Brian, I want to make sure that it's okay with council. All right, and so I guess I don't need a motion. All we need to do is say, could we have Diane forward this to Brian and say, Brian, are you willing to accept this?
Okay.
All right?
You will have to have, once he has tentatively agreed to that, you'll have to have a motion to approve it,
Okay,
to make it effective.
all right.
Could we
So
have a
I'll,
motion to approve it based on him approving it?
Conditioned upon his acceptance, yes.
Okay, so we can at least do that, John.
would you make that motion, please?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the contract extension conditionally upon Brian Brown's acceptance of said extension.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second to that.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay? Thank you. That makes it simple. So Diane, you'll present it to him and get his approval?
Yes.
All right. And that has to be in writing somehow? Does he have to?
Yes, he has to execute that.
Oh, I see.
There's a
This is-
signature at the bottom for the borough as well as for Brown.
I gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha, okay. Then a motion to adopt resolution number 2026-06 to apply for a GEDTF grant for the Beaver Road retaining wall rehabilitation. This is in addition to the LSA grant that we've already applied for, and is sort of a backup in case that LSA grant falls through. So apparently we need to have a motion to adopt or to make this new application. Is there someone willing to make that?
Can I ask a question first? So is this, you said it's in addition, it was like 300,000. That LSA one we applied for when?
Boy,
Well,
it
this
was
was
earlier in the year.
Last year, yeah, we haven't
last
heard
year.
anything about it. This
It
is
will be,
imperative.
the answer will come
Oh,
as
I know,
possible.
it's
Yeah.
on my property, or next to
Yeah.
my property. But, so, my question, we've been sitting for almost a year now without hearing back?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
takes time, yes. There's like a year delay, yes. It's very time consuming, yes. So that's why Clint needs me to get this to him ASAP.
What's the cycle on the GEDTF? Do we know?
Pardon me?
How long does it take to get an answer from GEDTF?
I don't have an answer to that. I think this one is answered more quickly than the other though. But it's imperative that we do this.
No, I know. I was mostly thinking of, I'm surprised it's been sitting for a year
Yeah,
in
things,
review.
things move slowly,
So very
unfortunately.
concerning, going
Yes.
after cost share and it taking a year.
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept a motion to adopt this resolution number 2606 to apply for the GEDTF grant.
Motion.
A second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Thank you. So we've adopted that resolution, and I'll sign it as soon as you get it to me. The private sewers, I'm gonna delay discussion of that until our next committee meeting. And the proposed community solar resolution, we've already taken care of. So that takes us to emergency management.
Nothing to report.
All right. Financial reports and bills.
Yep. This is the time of year, as Diane mentioned, where we're waiting to have real estate taxes hit in whatever form they take. And they come in choppily, if I could put it that way, in an uneven way. So we'll be watching them carefully in the next month. Other than that, we are generally on target for where we expect to be at this point, this time of year. Any questions?
I just have a comment. I just want to say thank you. You know, every board I'm on, there's somebody that does what you do, and I'm so glad that there is, because it's something that I don't do at all. And I'm just so grateful for you looking out for the dollars and cents, and just to be able to give us that blessing and say everything's on track. Again, I can't tell you how much that makes me sleep well at night, to know that there are people that pay good attention to that stuff, that can give me that kind of reassurance.
Well, thank you. The numbers aren't the issue, the concepts are the issue. So, I'll take any and all input and guidance on those.
And another good point of interest, we are halfway through the year, and our expenditures, budget-wise, are at 56% of what we budgeted. So we're right on target with our expenditures.
And we had some higher snow bills
Yes.
earlier in the season as well, right?
Yes.
So, that's good, yeah.
Yes.
So I would make a motion that we pay the bills.
Is there a second?
A second.
All right, any discussion here about any of the bills? Any concerns? All right, I'm gonna take a roll call vote. Bill?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
John? Aye. Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Gary? Or, sorry, Greg?
Aye.
Apologize. All right, we've authorized the payment of the bills. All right, let's go on to, is there a QV-COG report of any kind?
I sent an email around, that was it was an AI summary of the last meeting. I attended remotely because I was not feeling well, and I frankly loved attending remotely so that I could just have Claude or something write that summary, but I thought it was more comprehensive than I would have given you, so.
Okay. Any other concerns about the QV-COG? All right, zoning ordinance updates. We still have to go through planning commission on that, and I think we're going to schedule a meeting for the planning commission to review those, and then we'll get that back to council. There's a zoning hearing board meeting at the end of the month. The same day I have my cataract surgery, so I will not be attending. Any old business? Any new business? Correspondence about the chess table. Sounds interesting. Are they going to ask Mary Roberts Reinhardt to install the chess table down at there?
I don't know that we've talked any more about what the plans are. It was just that initial reach out saying, are you interested? And I said, yeah, we'd love to hear more.
Sure.
I think the Mary Roberts Reinhardt Park would be an ideal place for that.
Yeah, good.
Is this the former eye doctor's grandson?
Yes.
Who's doing this?
Yep.
Terrific. He's my neighbor, so I
Yep.
just wanted to connect the dots.
And I don't know if you saw, he did it in Sewickley. There's a,
I read the
Yep.
letter.
I don't think there's anything else under correspondence we need to talk about. I do appreciate the letter about the storm sewers. I read through that, and I think it might be worth forwarding it to the residents on private streets.
Yeah, I thought it was very informative.
Yeah, yeah.
On a layman's terms even, I could understand it.
Okay, it is now 7:55. I'd like to retire into executive session to get legal counsel.
Now, before we do that, can I just ask, we don't anticipate coming back?
Yeah,
from it?
you can adjourn if you'd like and hold it after your meeting.
Oh, really?
Yes, you may. You just
All
have to
right.
announce the purpose, which you have done.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
A second?
So,
Hopefully that'll make your job a little bit easier.
That does, thank you, that's
Yes.
exactly my thought.
Yes.
I got it, there was a second there?
yeah.
Okay. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay? We are adjourned and would like to retire into executive session.